Happy Friday, my fellow strangers. It's Mrs. Strange once again. On today's episode for Stranger Universe, as requested by you all, we will share with you our top 10 episodes of Stranger Things. Before we start, please like, share, and subscribe for more great Stranger Things content. Turn on notifications to never miss another Stranger Universe video again. Help get this video to 100 views and likes if you really want to see us release more Stranger Universe videos like this one. Please share this video on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and other social media platforms to help fans and viewers find this great Stranger Things content. And now let's begin. This video request comes from LEGO Animations. Comment down below any topics you want us to go over. A tribute to the classic supernatural mysteries of the 80s, Stranger Things is the story of a boy who disappears in the small town of Hawkins, Indiana, without a trace in 1983. In his desperate search, both his friends and family and the local sheriff are involved in an extraordinary enigma, top-secret experiments, terrifying paranormal forces, and a very, very strange girl. 5 years later, and now Stranger Things is one of the most popular shows in the whole world, and all 3 seasons have received critical acclaim. Even the episodes considered to be the worst would often be highly touted for other series. As we wait for Season 4, we figured that now would be a good time to narrow things down and pick out the 10 best episodes so far in Stranger Things. Number 10. Trick or Treat, Freak. The second episode of the second season. It was the big Halloween episode for Stranger Things. A lot of the Season 2 promotional stuff centered around the kids dressed as the Ghostbusters, and getting to see it was a ton of fun, especially for those with 80s nostalgia. But that was just the tip of the iceberg for this episode. After Eleven's apparent death in the Season 1 finale, she appeared at the end of the Season 2 premiere. Trick or Treat, Freak gave us some insight into her life since she disappeared and gave us our first look at the father-daughter bond formed with Hopper. Number 9. The Bite. The penultimate episode of Season 3 sets the stage for the finale and leaves you with a big cliffhanger. A lot of the season focused on the limits of Eleven's powers, but Eleven is badly wounded in the fight, properly raising the stakes ahead of the finale. It's also the episode where not only Robin and Steve solidify their friendship, but it is also when she comes out of the closet, marking history as being the first openly gay character in the series. There's also a surprisingly well-done emotional moment as Alexei is killed just as we started to like him. Number 8. The pilot episode, The Vanishing of Will Byers. The opening D&D scene is precious. The boys' 10-hour campaign is a perfect summation of nerdy childhoods and shows why the game was so fun in the early 80s. The chemistry between these kids is incredible, and makes us fall in love with them right away. Eleven's encounter with Benny Hammond is a perfect introduction of her character. The episode also introduces all the other iconic characters, Joyce, Hopper, Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve, perfectly setting up the rest of the season. Number 7. The Spy. The 6th episode of Season 2, which, interestingly enough, it is the only episode to not feature Eleven. The Spy brought a lot of great things together. For starters, it was where the lovable Dustin and Steve friendship truly got going. Hearing them discuss girls' problems and hair products was great. We also get a deeper dive into Max, as she bonds with the team and reveals some of her backstory to Lucas. Meanwhile, intense stuff happened at Hawkins' lab. Will was forced to act as a spy for the Mind Flayer, causing the death of several men, while also bringing the Demodogs to the lab and putting everyone in danger. Number 6. The Sauna Test. The 4th episode of Season 3 gave us our first battle between the kids and Billy, and it didn't disappoint. Billy, under the control of the Mind Flayer, broke out of the sauna and was intimidating. When he held Eleven up by the throat, it's both brutal and terrifying. Eleven gets her shots in, and this worked as a tremendous first encounter. Definitely one of the most intense moments in the series. There's also a touching mother and daughter moment between Karen and Nancy. Number 5. The Gate. The Season 2 finale picks up right after Eleven reunites with everyone, and starts off with her hugging Mike. Malevolent Forever. Will's exorcism is a ripper, as Joyce proceeds to burn the mind flayer out of him by shoving 3 electric heaters close to him on full blast. 11 closing the gate is the moment of glory, but the snowball epilogue is the series' best scene, as we see all the boys ending up paired with the right girl, dancing to the creepy 80s stalker song, Every Breath You Take. It's so moving, so right, and such a satisfying conclusion. Number 4. Holly Jolly. The 3rd episode of Season 1 is a series favorite for good reason. Hopper and the kids see Will's body dragged from the river, and they have no reason to think it's a fake. Mike's furious reaction as he accuses Elle and runs home enraged to the scoring of Peter Gabriel's cover for David Bowie's Heroes is a rare piece of cinematic art. It was this episode that fully hooked me into Stranger Things. I binged the rest of the episodes from this point and have never looked back since. Number 3. The Monster. The 6th episode of the 1st season, which arguably has the most iconic scene in the franchise, perhaps tied with a van flip. The scene in question is when Dustin and Mike were bullied and Mike was forced to jump off a cliff. To the surprise of everyone, Mike floated thanks to 11 showing up to save the day. The shot of her walking over to save Mike and Dustin is perhaps the most iconic image of the character. She sent the bullies packing and was actually a beautiful sentiment because 11 was worried that she was a monster, but Mike assured her that what she did was heroic. We also got to see 11 steal Legos from a supermarket and shined a light on her past while giving us an early look at the Upside Down. Number 2. The Battle of Starcourt. The grand finale to Season 3, The Battle of Starcourt, is cinematic, clocking in at 90 minutes. We finally got everyone in the same place at the same time for a warm reunion before they had to go off on their own missions. The Scoop Troop was off to handle communications and directions, which led to the outrageous scene of Dustin and Susie singing the theme song from The Never-Ending Story. The actual fight at the Starcourt Mall was one of the best in series history. With the 11's powers not working, it forced everyone else to step up. Lucas's idea of using fireworks on the Mind Flayer was smart and gave us some stunning visuals. Billy had a heroic death as he turned the tide after being mind-controlled for most of the season. The topper was Joyce finally agreeing to go on a date with Hopper, only for him to seemingly perish as she closed the gate and saved the day. The letter that Hopper wrote to 11, and the whole sequence that ensues as we hear him read it, is one of the saddest scenes ever made in the history of film and television. And finally, number 1, The Upside Down. Season 1 ended on the highest note possible, with everything that the previous 7 episodes built towards came to a thrilling end in The Upside Down. Joyce and Hopper took a long trip into the Upside Down to rescue Will. Getting to spend a lot of time in that world was something all fans wanted for most of the season. There was also Steve getting his big heroic moment when he returned to save Nancy and Jonathan from the Demogorgon with a spiked baseball bat. The true high point for the episode arguably came in the storyline where the kids did battle in the school. 11 got to ruthlessly take out her papa and all of his goons before turning her attention to the Demogorgon. Her goodbye to Mike as she risked it all to save Hawkins was truly touching and a fantastic way to wrap up the season. In an alternate universe, this would have been the last time we would have seen these characters, or at the very least, this cast, because of course, the original plan was for Stranger Things to be an anthology series with a season taking place in a different decade. I applaud Netflix and the Duffers for not doing this decision, as it wouldn't have led the series to become the phenomenon that it is now, and certainly wouldn't have led to the creation of Stranger Universe. And that is all that we have for today. What do you think about our ranking? Today's special shout is for Cool Jake. Comment down below to become our next lucky Stranger Universe shout out. Don't forget that Stranger Universe is on both Twitter and Instagram. Follow us at STR Universe to stay updated with us every day. Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications to never miss another Stranger Universe video again. Help get this video to 100 views and likes if you really want to see us release more Stranger Universe videos like this one. Please share this video on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and other social media platforms to help fans and viewers find this great Stranger Things content. I am Mrs. Strange, and this is Stranger Universe.